First toolpath we're going to put on this part is to contour the ends of it. So we want to select Toolpaths, Contour, accept whatever name comes up or give it a name if you choose. In the chaining window, just choose to chain with construction plane and partial chaining. It'll be easier with the shading off, so hold Alt and press S to shut the shading off. And we'll chain this end. And then we'll have the tool go over and do this end of the part. We can end our selection here. Select Tool. We'll go into the library by selecting Library Tool. Turn on the filter. And select flat end mills that are equal to 1 inch. We can accept that selection. You'll notice it's number 243 in the tool library. We're going to select it, accept our selection, but it's tool number 1 in our part because we told it to number the tools sequentially. We can enter a comment down in the comment box. It's a good idea to turn the caps lock on because a lot of machines won't accept small letters. So add an appropriate comment that will make sense to anybody reading your program. I'm going to tell it that this tool is going to, turn on the caps lock, rough the ends of the part. Okay. Cutting speed, I'm going to assume I'm using a high-speed steel tool in A2 material, so I'm going to use a cutting speed of 80, which will calculate the spindle speed to 305 RPM. And I'm going to use a chip load of, I'll be fairly weak at first. I'll say 5 thou per tooth. Should give us a feed rate of just over 6. We'll tell it to plunge at 4 should be lots and rapid retract. At this point we could even accept the defaults if we want from Mastercam. They're often very good, but I'm going to go and continue on. In the cut parameters, the direction we chained our part means we want the tool to compensate to the right, so we're going to turn that on. We can have the compensation in the computer, which means the G code will not contain a G41 or 42 in this case. It'll just be program the center of the cutter, or if we turn on in control, it'll add the G42 statement with the D value. Okay, we're going to have it compensate to the tip, and we'll roll the cutter around all the sharp corners. And we'll leave 20 thou on the walls, but nothing on the floors as we want the tool to go below the part. We'll turn on our depth cuts. We're using a 1-inch tool, so a 1/2 inch depth cut is fine. We'll accept to do the depth cuts by the contour, so it does all of one side and then the other. We'll say keep the tool down. Okay, lead in and lead out for now we'll use the defaults, but we may have to come back here and change it if we cut into the vise. Breakthrough, we can turn on so it goes below the bottom of the part. I'm going to add another 25 thou below the bottom. I'm sure we'll need some multi-passes, so for now I'm going to turn them on and I'm going to say do 2 multi-passes at a 1/2 inch spacing, and if that's not enough we can change it later. And again we'll tell it to keep the tool down. We'll have a look at the linking parameters. Okay, so the top of stock is 0 right now, but we know that's not true because we haven't done any machining. There's roughly a little more than 40 thou here, so we could set that up to 50 thou, or we could go in and we could select it. The depth is good. I'm just going to make the top of stock 50 thou to be safe, and then I'll accept these selections. At this point we can see the cut lines. What we don't know is will we machine the vise. We may not be happy with everything, but we can change it later. If we go into the Verify Simulator, our entire part shows up. This will allow us to see if we actually cut into the vise, and we can hit Simulate. And we can see on this side we didn't hit the vise. The tool moves up, rapids over the vise, and again doesn't collide. So pretty happy with that. We'll watch now if it's going to hit this side. And what we'll want to do, we do not want to leave this material here, so we're going to go back and change our step in to 3 from 2. Okay, once again, we can see we didn't touch the vise anywhere, so we're happy. Our 1-inch tool with the default arcing on and off was good. All we want to do is change our number of step-ins on this side. So we can go back to that by clicking on parameters. Going back to multi-passes, and we'll just make it 3 multi-passes now. If you wish, you can make this number smaller or leave it the same. Okay, accept that change. Regenerate your tool path. And you should have something looking similar to this.